So you can catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan scratch it. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. What you know about classic music?
Well, welcome everyone. If you're not welcomed here, too bad, get over it. To the Retro Wrestling Review Series once again. And we finally get to my pick for the first time in about 346 years, it feels like. NXT Takeover Our Evolution.
Yay! Finally, dude. Did I tell you?
Show.
This is why I told Owen, dude, let's just change the format. This is the exact moment where I'm like, let's change the format. Well, it's because of this show. So for the memes, I decided to let's do a retro of WYW Immortal. And I'm like, after Chris's pick. And then he's like, sure. And then for whatever reason, because Owen procrastinates, he's just like, you know what? We'll do your show before Chris's, and I'm like, no, no. We're changing the format because that's not fair to Chris.
A couple years in the making now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You how long has this pick been sitting in the fucking shelf?
Almost a year and a half, probably now.
At this point, yeah, probably. It's been way too long.
I've lost track.
Yeah.
We kept saying we're going to do it, and we never did it.
Now we can do it. And now we can do any other pick that you want, because at this point, we can just do them whenever.
Yeah,
so,
we can
just, yay.
Probably going to do a lot of NXTs, because in the beginning, there was a whole shitload of really great ones.
Yes, I agree. There still are. I think they're still producing really good stuff, although... the only one I think is the weakest was the one... What the fucking... 30, right? It was 30 with the
30,
week.
I mean, they ran into a string of a couple that were meh, but other than that, they've been really good.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I did watch Takeover 31 over the past couple of nights, as I mentioned. It was a really good show.
Yeah, I agree. That show, honestly, from top to bottom, was phenomenal.
And yeah, I got to mention about Takeover 30. That may have been not the best show NXT's ever produced. But you know what? That show got me peaked on Karrion Kross.
And then the poor guy got injured.
Yeah, the worst part about it.
The poor guy.
The worst part about it.
What an entrance! He looks like a monster!
Bro, I'm telling you, they have so many fucking...
Perfect character.
Yeah.
He just needs to be a killer, per se.
Yeah.
Novelty.
Also,
doesn't own the name, so
his valet, is that Scarlett Bordeaux?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
My God, I almost
ain't that motherfucker lucky?
Yeah.
Dude, that just creeps me out when she gets into the ring and starts mouthing the words.
Pray.
Yep.
Brother, I'll be 100% real with you. You know, Karrion Kross gets a freak in the sheets though. 100%. You know for a fact. You know for a fucking fact. That dude is a son of a bitch.
Devil on the streets, freak in the sheets.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh.
So all for memes. Much love to Scarlett Bordeaux. She's a hell of a talent.
Yeah, and she's actually a hell of a wrestler too. So what are my criteria for great women wrestlers, Chris?
They have to be hot.
They have to be hot, they have to wrestle, and they have to be a very nice person. Scarlett Bordeaux checks off all those boxes.
I know some
every
that
single
are
one.
A, B, and C.
Yeah, dude, she could be
Even
the
Maria's
next.
A.
I'm not even
Nothing
kidding.
else.
I'm not even kidding with you. Like, if they wanted to push one blonde, it would be Scarlett Bordeaux, and she would get massively over. Too talented not to, honestly.
I mean, they tried the experiment with hot and Tori Wilson. Couldn't
Yeah.
wrestle for shit. Really
But
hot.
this one
Somehow
can.
in the Hall of Fame. Don't get it. Never knew why she was in the Hall of Fame.
In fairness, it wasn't Tori's fault. They put her in a situation she probably didn't even want to be in.
She was the predecessor to Kelly, who somehow is worse than her.
Yeah. Well, the
know
funny
how.
thing, you want to know something though? Tori Wilson, while she wasn't athletically gifted, is actually a very underrated worker. She can work. I'll give Tori that. Tori can absolutely work her ass off.
She had some good matches, whereas Kelly literally had none.
I love
Can't
the
even name any.
what was a 6-person tag team match they had on SmackDown all that time ago? I forget. It was with I think it was with Mysterio and Kidman, ironically enough. And they fought like
Was it? Trying to think who it was.
No, was
Wasn't
it
the Dudleys?
Mysterio? Was it Mysterio and Paul London versus Spike Dudley and Billy Kidman? And then they had like
Oh, was Billy Kidman the weird like heel gimmick that he had at that point in time?
I don't remember. It's been so long, but I know it was I know Tori was teaming. I know Tori was teaming with Mysterio, and Kidman was involved somehow. I don't know if he was on the opposite team or not.
And it's somewhere in that time period from 2000.
That's like my favorite match she's ever had.
Whatever to 5, somewhere in
Yeah,
that time.
that's like my favorite match she ever had. I don't know why. I really like that match. It might just be a guilty pleasure thing, but I know she was definitely not bad. I think a lot of that had to do with she was protected heavily, but
Oh yeah,
still not bad.
and she was in a lot of the bikini contests.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
Newly
all
Judgment
there
Day
for
or
him.
Armageddon or whatever the fuck it was, where she almost got completely naked on pay-per-view.
Pretty much, yeah. I think what was it? 03?
Mm-hmm. Judgment Day 03, I think it was.
Yeah,
It was a saber.
that was the night that every kid hit puberty earlier.
They were.
Fucking hell.
It was a very exciting night.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway,
And a perfect way back onto topic because we have one hell of an exciting night in front of us.
yes,
This caused many exciting nights.
pretty much future exciting nights to come.
Yes.
So we got NXT Takeover Our Evolution. We couldn't find fucking attendance, so we're just gonna go with.
We're just gonna say it was a packed house because it looked packed.
Yeah. Look, more than it tends to like. It's very like perspective based.
Yeah.
It looks bigger than it actually is. It's only like a 400. It only seats like 400 plus people, but like.
Yeah, right.
It definitely looks bigger than that.
Yeah, and the crowd made it feel bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, 100%.
So to kick off the show, we have a pretty classic, well-produced NXT Takeover opening promo, which has a couple of very specific shots to kick it off that I will come back to when the time is right because they kind of tie into a certain thing that happens later. Right. And those of you who have already watched Our Evolution, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We get on to the first match after the opening festivities. Rich Brennan opens the fucking show. God, do I miss Rich Brennan. Is he on MLW now? Is he on MLW? I swear he is. Okay.
So it's Rich Brennan. So it's Rich Brennan and is it Rich Brennan and Nigel McGuinness on commentary?
No, Nigel used to be on MLW for a bit.
It's Rich Brennan, Alex Riley, and the debuting Corey Graves, who had just announced his retirement due to neck injury on the pre-show to Our Evolution.
Yeah.
Talk about a first way to get introduced to Corey Graves. If you didn't watch him previously.
Dude,
He had been
NXT.
he had been part of a tag team with Adrian Neville that had done extremely well for themselves.
yeah, I actually felt really, really bad because Corey would have been like a really good gimmick. He would have been a hell of a
He would have been one of the best heels in the business.
Yeah.
And one hell
It's-
of an NXT champion.
Yeah. It's such a damn shame, bro.
So talented. Beyond talented.
Yeah. He is great on commentary, but I honestly I think he's not like Morrow where you could take anything you're trying to make him say and turn it into gold. He's really struggling in his element now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's
like it is. But it's crazy how far Corey Graves has come.
Oh yeah, 100%.
From like
Very far since
from
his
that pre-show where he sounded like very upset and sad that he had to end his career, to like the next stage of his career, which he's still doing to this day about 5+ years later.
Yeah,
which
dude,
is commentary.
You could tell he was good. He would be way better as time went on. I think he was still grieving about his career kind of coming to an
Big
end.
time.
Like it showed on the show. I think it really did.
Which
you 15, 20 feet away from the ring, like right there is like, oh, I used to be in that ring that was just right in front of my face right there. Like that's so hard to like process for some wrestlers. That's what like in talent in general.
Yeah, it's fucked, man.
Yeah, because you think you can still do it, but your body's telling you no.
No. That's the wrestling industry can be a very cruel mistress.
Yeah. Yeah, and we ain't talking about Scarlett Bordeaux type mistress. We're talking about like break your fucking balls kind.
That comes another day.
We're talking like break your balls kind of mistress. Speaking of which, by the way, I'm on cagematch.com. Even though we didn't see this match, I figured we'd bring it up anyway. Before the opening festivities for the actual live show, the dark match was a pre-Bullfit Bull Dempsey versus a pre-Forgotten Son Steve Cutler.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So that's about as exciting as it sounds.
Yeah.
First of all, who the hell is
bland
Steve?
people?
Wait, say that again, Case.
First off, who the hell is Steve Cutler?
Do you know the Forgotten Sons?
No.
Or did you forget them again?
I think I forgot them again.
Well, to be honest, no one's heard from them in a very long time because of Jackson Riker.
Yeah,
is it story for another day?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Very
Who
politically
cares?
charged.
It's so politically charged and it's dumb. Who cares? I don't care. Just put them on TV. They're too talented. Specifically, Cutler and Blake specifically. I don't think they need
the same way that he is politically. He's still on TV every week.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
Fucking fine, bro. I don't know.
And like, it's so weird because they Cutler and Blake both got hurt from it, and they were like the only ones who wrestled and were actually pretty good.
That's fair. That is absolutely
hurt them the most.
And it's stupid. Well, I mean, Jackson is a good muscle too. It's like the overall package is like really good, especially because they were on their way to being like a big. You know what was stupid? Another thing that was stupid though, they were in NXT. They just turned babyface, which I'm like, yes, finally, because it made sense because they're former, U.S. veterans and shit.
Too many heel stables too, also.
Yeah, and so it made sense. They fucking, they turned them face. I think this is like this year. I'm pretty sure. And then they called them up to the main roster, and they're fucking heels. And I'm like, no,
completely ruined it.
What the fuck are you doing?
They just turned face like literally weeks before their main roster call up.
Oh, it's so dumb.
I think they had one match as a babyface, and then they got moved up.
Great,
no sense.
Yep.
At all.
It never does, Chris. That's how I justify it. Just turn off your brain, and it'll be fine. All right.
That's pretty much the only thing I can. That's what I do to the main roster. I just turn it off.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
what
I just pretend it doesn't exist, and NXT.
Just pretend it doesn't exist. So wait, is everybody on the main roster then the Forgotten Sons?
They may as well.
Much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Bro.
They're doing a draft again.
Don't remind me. But anyway, nobody cares. NXT, better brand. WWE. First off, we got a singles match. C.J. Parker, Mr. Juice Robinson, Mr. at this point eco-friendly.
Weird
What
gimmick.
is it? Propaganda.
Eco warrior.
Yeah, the eco warrior, which got over. I know. Here's the thing, and this is the thing about. This is how you knew Juice Robinson was going to make it big when he left WWE. The fact that he fucking got this over.
Yep.
The fact
Everyone
that
hated him.
bro, dude, people were actually into the gimmick.
Yeah.
People were hating the gimmick.
It was originally a face gimmick too.
It was originally a face gimmick. They slowly turned it heel. My God, did it work? Kevin Owens comes out. What a fucking pop, dude. Honest to God, this is a massive fucking pop. This was announced ahead of time.
Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past 10 years, Kevin Owens is formerly Kevin Steen from All Over the Indies.
Mm-hmm. He is phenomenal here. He knows who he is, and he knows that he's got the fucking crowd in the palm of his head from the offset, dude.
Yep.
The palm of his head?
Palm of his hand. I can't speak right now.
Palm of the head.
Palm of the hand.
But the just how he has them in the palm of his hand, and like at the end of the show, it's just like a bam, like
Yeah.
wow,
We'll get to that.
fantastic. I love it. That's why I love this fucking
We-
show so much.
We will absolutely get to that.
So yeah.
So Kevin comes out, massive pop from the crowd, jump starts straight away against CJ Parker. No wasted motion. Goes right after him.
boom. Like, he just lays in. By the way, in this match alone, at some point, palms freaking CJ Parker, who's actually putting up a fight against Kevin Owens in his debut match. Not so much. It's like, it's a great jobber match. And by that, I mean, it's not a jobber match where the jobber gets completely squashed. It's like somewhat
Like 20
competitive.
seconds.
Yeah. It's like somewhat competitive. And so, you know, complete freak accident, but it ended up making Kevin Owens look so much better after the fact.
There was a palm strike in the match that I think
Broke his nose, just completely
just
caved it in.
exploded.
Yeah, like he was bleeding, and they were trying. I don't remember if the referee was for this, but like
I think it was
he was
Jake
trying
West,
to.
honestly. I think it was one of his first shows.
Yeah. So he was trying to tape up the ref, or trying to tape up the nose, or he's trying to like dab down the blood, and Kevin Owens shoves him out of the way, and I'm like, this dude looks like a fucking machine. Then he does a tope with a broken fucking nose, by the way. So keep in mind how difficult it is already to do a tope. Now add a broken nose on top of that to be able to like breathe properly. And Kevin Owens is doing this shit. Like, he looked like a monster here. Hits him with.
And I love the line he shouts to the camera just as he goes to throw CJ Parker back in the ring. This is just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
God, it's such a fucking tease, too.
Oh
We
yeah.
know what happens. It's such a fucking tease.
Bro, he hits a brutal, and I mean brutal, Ushigoroshi. Juice Robinson sold the fuck out of this like he was dead. Pop-up powerbomb, 1, 2, 3. Great. Just great shit here.
Yep.
And once again, Kevin Owens gets a massive reaction from the audience.
Dude,
And
they were eating him up, bro.
Because you know why? They knew who the fuck he was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't at this point in time, a lot of homegrown talent were going through that no one fucking knew who they were. They knew who Kevin Owens was, and they were so fucking pumped to see him in NXT.
Yeah.
No one expected him to ever go to the main roster or NXT or WWE, period. He was
And
one.
surprisingly
How
well
many
for
tryouts he had? I
considering-
think he had like 3 tryouts or something like that.
Yes.
and even considering all the bullshit he went through on the main roster, I think he did surprisingly well for himself up there.
Yeah.
many
Universal champion, Universal champion, even though they kind of botched that run.
I
U.S.
just watched that
champion.
recently, that whole run.
Two two of the most entertaining feuds on WWE television with Chris Jericho and, I got to be honest here, Shane McMahon.
And Seth Rollins. Actually, in the beginning, the feud with Seth Rollins is entertaining. Then they kind of overdid it.
Well, it's like every week, and that was the main event of the show, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or a combination with them and Roman Reigns too, because
Yeah,
a lot of like those four, like at the end of Raw for like at least 4 months.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's 100% fair.
And then I get Seth Rollins just turned babyface around that time. You want to like push him, but like you could have done something else and saved that for later on, like maybe early 2017 or whatever. But instead they burned through it so quickly.
Just a quick thing. For me, and I know this is completely off topic, but since this is on the topic of Kevin Owens, still to this day, I think the best Roman matches between him and Kevin Owens. Despite the run-ins, I think that's the best match babyface Roman's ever had. It's not even close.
Definitely.
It's not even close.
Again, look who he's in the ring with.
Yeah.
Also, is an absolute someone that everyone wants to work with.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, funny thing I've noticed. Can we just note that both James and I kind of have the Kevin Owens thing going on right now?
Oh, God damn it.
Well, technically, I haven't changed this in at least 2 years, but technically this is relevant for this.
Wait, you're Sami Zayn then? You're Sami Zayn.
You are you're holding Sami Zayn.
You're Sami Zayn. I'm Kevin Owens.
Not current day Sami Zayn. Not current day Fidel Castro Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Fidel Castro.
You are our evolution Sami Zayn, absolutely.
You are our evolution Sami Zayn. Oh man. Anyway, let's get on to the next match. Oh wait, no. Do we want to talk about what we forgot about the last review, and I completely forgot. Where is everybody now? Because I forgot Owen does that. I feel like we should keep that.
Well, we talked about that with them already.
Yeah, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. Yeah. Main roster of New Japan. CJ Parker is
also main roster of New Japan.
No, he left WWE entirely. Didn't even make it to main roster and went to New Japan.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Main roster of New Japan.
I forgot they have a Lions Den program. I always forget this. But yeah, so CJ Parker, is he US champion right now or somebody else? I don't know.
Is it still on Moxley?
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Because he hasn't been to Japan since the virus.
Yeah, well, no, he came back. He's in a G1 this year, I think.
Oh, he is? He went back to Japan finally?
Yeah. Shit's finally opening up, even if they wanted to or not. I mean, it was inevitably going to happen, but that's neither here nor there.
Mox is still champion.
Yeah, there you go. So, well, the most recent title win of Juice Robinson over there was the IWGP US champion, and they were going to strap the rocket to the feud of him and Moxley, which would have been great, but then Moxley got staph, and then the hurricane happened, and then COVID happened, and
just everything with this shit.
Yeah. Although we might be getting some New Japan inklings in AEW, so who knows if we may get Juice Robinson versus Orange.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which who knows if we'll get the Juice Robinson Orange Cassidy team up that I've been pushing for like months now. Pulp Friction, let's go.
It would work.
It would.
Because they could be serious or comedy.
Also,
the comically serious.
Yeah.
Also,
I love that.
Yes, absolutely. Wait, what was your name for them?
Oh, no. That's a trope name because you're saying they could be either serious or could be comedy. I say they'd be the comically serious.
There you go. Also, the reason why I want them to... Also, they should bring in Mr. Pineapple Shug D himself, Pineapple Pete, so that way all three of them can team up. Also,
team with Chris Jericho. Because you know what? Chris Jericho hates Pineapple Pete.
Yeah, true. Why did he call him Pineapple Pete when he was Shug D?
I don't know.
What the fuck? I still don't get it.
He's wearing one of those like a Hawaiian pineapple shirt type of thing.
That's probably what it was. Dude looked
They
like
never explained why he was called Pineapple Pete.
you know what? At that point, freaking Shug D should have just completely changed gimmick and dropped the Shug D persona and just be like, "Hey, what's going on, man? My name Pineapple Pete."
He was an extra on Raw for the for Underground.
Yeah, he probably saw that and I'm like,
But they mysteriously stopped doing it the past 2 weeks for some reason. Again, unknown reasons why they stopped doing random things.
maybe because they didn't draw in the ratings because it's actually a shit idea. Anyway, no one cares. Let's move on to NXT Tag Team
Nobody
title
cares
match.
at all.
Nobody cares about Raw Underground. NXT Tag Team title match. This is a very underrated tag team match. Lucha Dragons versus Vaudevillains here.
And somehow Sin Cara and Kalisto did not botch once this entire match.
Well, that's because
It's
the
the
man
good Sin
who used,
Cara.
yeah, it's the good Sin Cara. The man who the man who always botched as Sin Cara was released by this point. It was Hunico playing
Luis
Sin Cara.
Urive? This is Hunico, the better Sin Cara.
Yeah. Although,
Fatter.
yeah, slightly, just a little bit of a chub, but you know,
That's so amazing. The Lucha Dragons were one of my favorite tag teams.
dude, they should have honestly.
I loved them. They were great. And then WWE, they were having a really good run, really over with the crowd, and then they decided to break them up for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, they didn't even. I swear they broke them up via brand split too. I don't even think it was for fucking any other reason.
They split like on the draft show, and then they went their separate directions with different brands. And they were on the same brand at one point. They didn't put them back together, which made no sense.
Yeah, you know what the retarded thing about that is too. You got the Lucha House Party on SmackDown now, and first off, the name is stupid. Although I love it still, even though it's stupid because it just screams of autism. Yep. So you know that's got my heart already. But
they're about to break that up because Kalisto's going to go heel for no reason.
Why? Why heel?
Because he came
Why
back from
Kalisto?
Injury.
Shouldn't it be Metalik? I swear.
Yeah, Kalisto came back from injury and decided that he wanted to wear a blazer without a shirt on, like Chris Jericho does. So he's heel.
What?
And they're feud in their matches and they push each other and aren't getting along.
So in other words,
WWE style breakup.
So in other words, Sin Cara is a glorified jobber at this point, and so the rest of the Lucha House Party.
Sin Cara is glorified AAA because he's not in the company anymore.
Really, he's not even. Yeah. What? Hunico got released.
Aura now. He went back to AAA.
Oh, that's insane. Okay, well, I know who AEW should get because that guy was fucking shafted. Honest to God. He really was.
It should have been called the Lucha House Dragons.
The Lucha House Dragons.
Because you get it. You could have a Lucha and a house.
No, I got one for you. Lucha Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales Espanol.
Dragon Tales via Lucha and the House.
And on that point, moving on to Aiden English and Simon Gotch.
Yeah. So obviously, another team that was vastly fucked over here. Because my God, when you see these two teams, it's like the synergy is fucking great. Honest to God. Great. But yeah, do we remember much from this match? Because I don't. I'll be honest. I did not take notes.
I skipped through it because I knew who won.
Yeah, it's your classic high paced tag team match. Nothing really special to report. Kalisto gets the win via Salito del Sol, and
it's basically your standard. The Lucha Dragons get speedy offense, but Vaudevillains being the mat technicians they are, kind of cut them off at the pass. They dominate their corner for a little bit, and then they do the hot dog spot with the Lucha Dragons. Lucha Dragons run wild, Salida del Sol, they retain the titles. But still a very underrated tag match that I think anybody should have seen because you could tell how much WWE NXT was taking tag team wrestling seriously here. I mean,
especially around this time.
Yeah, like there were two.
Because we don't
the WWE Network NXT Inception.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
because we don't remember much from the match doesn't mean it's not a good 4-star effort.
Oh,
Yeah, I would 100%.
the match is good.
So
It's a really good match, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly,
And just for the record, Kevin Owens, CJ Parker, solid 3.5.
yeah.
oh, it's all yeah. I mean, it's not like a typical squash match.
No.
CJ
Yeah.
Parker got an offense. CJ Parker looked really good. So I like how they did that.
He made Kevin Owens look friggin' amazing.
Well, he made
Yeah,
him
he
look like
did.
$1 million bucks.
This is
And
true.
the same thing with this match too. Like, the Lucha Dragons just beat the Ascension, who were the longest reigning tag team champions in NXT.
Yeah, they were on a big
Yeah.
hot streak.
And the both these teams were on the rise in NXT. They were like borderline tippity top of the tag team division. Well, Lucha Dragons obviously were at the top because of the champions, but in terms of like tag teams in general, they were near the tippity top.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And the Vaudevillains were starting to get to that point where you could not ignore them anymore.
No,
definitely
absolutely.
not. And they had
Yeah.
their little face run like a year later, which I thought was criminally was really good. It was criminally cut short.
Oh yeah, dude, I agree. I really do agree with that. And they released Leva Bates too, who would have fit this gimmick like a fucking glove for
Oh, it's
no
perfect.
goddamn reason after the NXT Takeover Brooklyn show 1. And I'm like, why
Exactly. It was stupid. Like, and then they quickly took the titles off of the Vaudevillains, like almost right after that, to Blake and Murphy, who weren't even on TV yet. I was
Yeah,
like,
they
what?
just
Like,
randomly
they haven't
won
even
it.
showed them yet.
Which you know what? Yeah, you know what was dumb about that? The team between Blake and Murphy was really good.
It was.
But here's the problem, right? And this was like one of the few rare missteps of early NXT. Even though Blake and Murphy were a very good team, it's like a Jinder Mahal syndrome where you strap the rocket to the guys immediately with no fucking build, and therefore
Yep.
nobody cares and everybody hates them. And no shit, of course they would.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That's why it's kind of out
They
on
would-
NXT for a little while.
Now,
because
granted, they would capitalize on that at some point later, which
yeah, no shit.
didn't help.
It's a shame, man, because if you'd have built them up as the next contenders instead of trying to rush them to the titles,
they did, which was stupid.
yeah,
And they
like
had
this,
just had the Vaudevillains hold the titles for like the rest of the year or
Yeah.
whatever, or close to the rest of the year, and then had Blake and Murphy, who were built up and dominating, just come out of and then win the titles.
yeah,
It would have been fine.
yeah,
Because it would have been built up. But instead, we got, oh, here's Blake and Murphy. Oh, it's a jobber tag team? Like, okay, easy win. Oh, what the fuck? They won?
and
Like,
here's
what
and
the
here-
hell?
And here's the thing about that too, because of them winning the tag title so fucking soon, once they lost them to, who did they even lose them to? That's the thing. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But
They had
I
a
know that.
face tag team after that.
Yeah, and I know it wasn't American Alpha because that came later. But
Yeah,
I
American
do
Alpha was
remember.
years later.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's like you have so many freaking people in the tag team division that you could have built up, and instead of doing that, because you give the titles to Blake and Murphy, how
was,
ironic is it that literally Blake and Murphy, the Vaudevillains, and the Lucha Dragons, because of that
that's what it
stupid
was.
booking decision,
It was Blake and Murphy who beat the Lucha Dragons for it.
right?
And then
Right.
Blake and Murphy lost the Vaudevillains, who lost to the Revival.
Right.
Lost
There
to
you go.
American
Okay.
Alpha.
Yeah, and because
That's
it
what
was,
it
dude, they were hot potatoing the belt at this point.
Yeah.
I do remember. So
Yeah.
all the tag teams that you could have built up with a lengthy reign, you rushed them because you I don't know, maybe Triple H's thought process at this point was, I know I'm gonna hot potato this belt, but I want as many tag teams for my show first, and I also want as many tag teams for the main roster because God, do they desperately need them. That must have been his thought process. Oh boy, if he were to realize what Vince was gonna do with those fucking tag teams, because then they fucking broke up the Vaudevillains. They never recovered since, even though Aiden English tried like hell with Rusev.
Yeah.
Simon Gotch ended up getting released because of some spat he had with fucking Hunico in the backstage.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a bunch of bullshit.
It was just like, as soon as they got to the main roster, it was kind of like dead on arrival.
Dead on arrival for Aiden English and Simon Gotch, and dead on arrival for the Lucha Dragons. You could say the same thing for Blake and Murphy, honestly, because they never even showed up as a tag team.
They never even made it.
They never even made it as a tag team. They made it
up, and then they were
Wesley
doing, like,
Blake.
Gimmick.
Yeah, right. Wesley Blake's now in a different tag team, and you had Buddy Murphy, who's, well, he's not now, but was eventually a part of a different tag team.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's also wrong now.
My brain.
Or somewhat. I don't even know if he is anymore.
Brain does not compute this fucking stupidity.
That tag team didn't even make it to the main roster because they broke up.
Yeah, I'm
After they lost
sad.
the tag titles, they broke up randomly.
So,
And,
yeah.
and Wesley Blake went back to his Texas, his gimmick where he was from Texas and wore cowboy boots, and it was before he was with a tag team with Buddy Murphy, and then Buddy Murphy was just Adonis for some reason. I don't know what the hell it was. It was so weird.
I don't know. All I know is Murphy was the best thing about that McMahon 205 live era though, because he was fucking.
Oh, it was because they brought him from obscurity.
Bro, he was fucking great. That was his best one he ever had. Yeah, you could actually see how fucking valuable, Buddy Murphy was. 100%. Fucking great cruiserweight champion. He's right up there with a lot of other of the current generation.
Because he can do everything.
In my opinion, not Wesley Blake, Buddy Murphy better than Santos Escobar.
Yep, Santos Escobar literally did nothing. His match with Swerve though at 31 wasn't bad.
No,
I liked it. I hated the finish.
But you could tell who carried that. I'm sorry.
Oh yes,
you could tell.
Easily
you could
Swerve.
fucking tell it was Swerve.
I didn't see a whole lot of Santos, but I watched a little bit of him in Mexico. Wasn't too all that impressed with him. It was, with Phantasma. He was okay. I mean,
he might be great as a babyface. I don't know. Wasn't he a babyface throughout the whole tournament until they did the dumb Russo swerve where the guys trying to cost them the thing were actually helping him the whole time or something?
Didn't make any sense because the guys who Mendoza and Phoenix attacked him.
Yeah, no one cares.
Why? Fuck, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you beating up your leader?
Can we all, and I mean this, stop doing Vince Russo-isms in wrestling, please? Just leave them in the trash.
No wonder the last pole match they did
the trash.
was horrible.
Please.
Kendo stick on a pole. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Do not watch it. It's the worst fucking match I've ever seen in my life.
What? Wait, Kendo stick on a pole. Oh, don't.
That was a part of the whole "This Is Your Life" Bayley.
Oh yeah, the moment where
the last on a
completely
pole
buried Bayley beyond repair. Right.
I think that was the last on a pole match in WWE. I think.
Anyway, yeah, we're way off. We're talking about how the main roster is completely fucked with our boys here, but yeah. Long story short, where they're at right now, we already talked about where Kalisto and Sin Cara are. Aiden English, I don't know where he's going to end up. I'm hoping it's either with AEW or MLW at this point. Maybe Ring of Honor. Maybe.
Last I knew, Simon Gotch was in MLW.
Yes, he is.
He was. He just wrestled in Bloodsport recently.
Yeah, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. Yeah. I do know that he's also a part of that Contra unit in MLW, which you could take it or leave it. It's not a. Everybody raves about how good Jacob Fatu is, but yet I never hear about how anybody says Contra unit's great.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched in a very, very, very long time. I stopped watching it because it kind of lost interest in it. But Jacob Fatu is great, but Contra unit's kind of meh.
Literally, if I'm AEW, I sign Safa Fatu and I sign Jacob because that's your perfect.
I wish, but he signed a really long-term contract there recently, so.
Yeah, I know.
Which sucks because I was kind of hoping he would go to.
Honestly, and I've said this. We're gonna say it in the Indie Force Extra we're doing with because we have a huge extra plan, but I think all the companies should all kind of work together in some facet where they do a really good challenge exchange because I feel like
that's something. Tony
Khan's proven he can do it.
Yeah.
Tony Khan absolutely has proven he can do it. He's proven it with Jeff Cobb. He's proven it with Moxley and Archer. He's proven it with Miro.
If you have a talent exchange with like these certain companies, like it
Right.
works out perfectly.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa is another great example too.
Yeah.
Like, just cherry pick the people that you want to like push on your show, and also the people that you want to send over to bolster up their roster.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Imagine like blonde-haired, not dark-haired Cody, blonde-haired Cody in the NWA facing Nick Aldis for the title.
Dude, honestly, dark haired or blonde haired, I'm watching that match.
I think blonde hair more because it more like Dusty Rhodes kind of like deal, like an NWA, like he's back in NWA again, kind of feel.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If they do that,
nostalgia.
Yeah, if you do that, honestly, my opinion, and I know we're totally off topic, but every show that we do is off topic, so get over it, people. But
so that's been for fucking 5 years probably.
Yeah, enjoy it. You like the off-topic shit anyway, I'm sure. But
it'd be boring if you just went through and just talked about the show. It'd be over in fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let us you say that.
My thing is, if they do the Aldis and Cody match for the NWA title on AEW pay-per-view, which is where it should be a fucking pay-per-view. What I recommend after that is, if he's world champ in AEW, there should be a moment where Chris Jericho turns face because MJF turned his back, and Jericho gives Cody permission to go for the AEW world title, so you can do that winner-take-all scenario. That way
that'd be sick, yeah.
Tied up that loophole with Cody not being able to challenge for the world title because Jericho's letting him challenge for it because he got fucked over, which is what they're building up to. And then you have MJF have the AEW World Championship around his waist in a winner-take-all scenario where Cody finally gets his ultimate revenge against MJF. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome it'd be to see Cody as a double champion. I don't care on me if he has both titles around his head or over his head. Absolutely fucking earned it for himself.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely earned it.
That'd be great.
Anyway. Totally off topic, but we're moving on. We mentioned where Aiden English is like in hibernation, and I don't blame him because fuck 2020.
He wrestled at like an indie show like a month ago or so.
Was he? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I forget the name of it though. It might have been in the Chicago area.
Fair enough. Baron Corbin. Remember when he was cool?
Remember when he came out and got a huge pop?
Yeah, I do.
This is when, like, beginning stages of really generic, bland Baron Corbin, when he was really over and squashing people in, like, 15 seconds.
Dude.
That I actually liked. This is one of my favorite Baron Corbin.
You even had the crowd counting throughout the length of this match.
Yeah, it was simple.
And they booed when it went longer than 20 seconds. Which is great.
And they booed. Trust me, oh boy, did they boo. Oh boy, did they boo. But the minute he hit the end of days.
After this match, that he was gone off television and came back as a heel.
Yeah, but when he won this match and they get the end of days, though, then the crowd went back on his side.
Oh yeah.
Ty Dillinger was the sacrificial lamb, aka Sean Spears. Yeah.
And he was doing the he kind of had the 10 mannerisms almost before the actual 10 gimmick when he was coming out with the taunts and everything. It's all before the 10 gimmick.
Yeah, how crazy is it too? Because like he's in AEW, and I don't know if he's been utilized better. Although at least he's used consistently more often than not. Even though he's not on Dynamite.
Went longer.
Yeah, right. I think even though he's not used on Dynamite like hardly at all, he is being used on Dark, and he also was used on the Late Night Dynamite, and he was kind of building a feud between him and Scorpio Sky. So
interesting. Be a good match.
Cool stuff. I enjoy it.
I love Scorpio.
And now I might have to watch Dark because I know they're probably gonna have that match, and for some reason Dark's cool. I don't know why. Apparently, everybody raves about how good Dark still is, and I'm like,
I haven't watched Dark in ages.
I haven't watched Dark because there hasn't been a crowd. I think it's just like there's only so much wrestling with no crowd I can take, I guess. But
I think I stopped after like episode 10.
Yeah. Well, so Sean Spears is doing well for himself on Dark, getting wins with the power of the punch because Man's adopted the power of the punch thanks
The
to
Regal.
Blanchard. And Corbin is a fucking Burger King.
Don't even know what the fuck he's doing now. He was feuding with the creep Matt Riddle, but
at least he's got a shirt on, so that way he could eat whatever Whoppers he wants.
and he's bald.
Yeah, and he's bald.
Good on him.
Yeah. Because, man, was his hair thinning even here.
Also,
Holy shit, was his hair thinning. He was thinning even here with Ty Dillinger.
Yes, when he was
Also,
on the mat, it looked worse.
Yeah. Can
He
we
actually made him take a bump?
Yeah, can we also just really quickly note that the ending of this match came right after we saw a pre-fit Bull Dempsey in the crowd staring at Corbin?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird. It's like, suddenly he knew he was there, and then like flipped around and like pinned like Dillinger like right in front of him. And it was like, and then they did a really awkward like, Corbin's gonna leave, and then he comes back, and then he's gonna leave, and he's gonna come back. I'm like, make up your goddamn mind. You want to leave or no? You've already done the stare down. You don't need to do it 15 more times.
We don't know, man. It's fucking stupid.
It's so dumb. The whole thing didn't make any sense. You could have just had a fucking segment where they stared at each other in the crowd, and then that set up the match that happened 3 weeks after this.
How ironic is it too that Bull Dempsey was on the show in a fucking dark match? That goes to show you how much they fucking valued him.
And then he went on to get jobbed.
You know what's stupid too?
Corbin.
Everybody called Bull Dempsey Rhino, then they brought Rhino into NXT.
Yep. So he was kind of useless because they already had a fat, overweight guy coming back. So he was kind of useless.
He wasn't even, and Rhino was definitely farthest from fat and overweight. Because he was actually
huge.
Unlike Bull Dempsey was always and still is in ring shape.
Yes.
So,
Rhino was never in ring shape.
No, Rhino is in ring shape. You mean Bull Dempsey is never in ring shape, and it is true. He's never in ring shape.
Well, if it's the Rhino of TNA. He was insanely fat.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, he was still way more.
Get out of breath.
He's still way more athletic than a Cassius Ohno. I'd take a Rhino. I'd take a fat Rhino over a fat Chris Hero any day. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ! Talk about complete body transformation from this.
He went from hero to zero. He went from hero to zero.
Yeah.
Man, he came. He was yeah. My God, was he fucking fat?
Yeah. And he was not in ring shape, and you could tell. That's why he went to NXT UK, and everybody's like, oh, he went to NXT UK to round out his skill. No, he went to NXT UK so he could be fucking lazy. Don't at me.
Yep.
Don't at me.
Or just train superstars and not have to wrestle.
Oh, no. This is what he could do. Instead of doing what he used to do, which was a lot of great strikes and fucking...
And not be fat?
Wrestling. Yeah, and not be fat. I'm going to hold the wrist and pretend I'm doing something. Fuck you. Get better.
So the
anyway. Yeah. Fucking hell.
And just like that, he magically disappeared.
No shit. I wonder why. Didn't they fire him or whatever? Anyway, that's beside the point.
Part of the releases, I think. I don't even know.
Whatever. Too many people got released this year.
I forgot.
It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep track. Finn Balor versus Finn Balor and Hideo Itami versus the Ascension. Wow. This was basically just a showcase for Balor, and it completely shit all over Kenta here.
Yeah, well, they were both new, and let's put it this way. Kenta was the new toy, but Finn Balor was the shinier new toy.
So what you're saying is Finn Balor's the Happy Meal toy, while Kenta looked like he was the thing you would get at Burger King, the cheap knockoff.
Yes, essentially yes.
And it's a shame, because this shouldn't have been that way.
And because Kenta's the friggin' Ric Flair of Japan.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
I mean, the thing is, too, with Finn was They brought the Demon out for the first time ever. I think if they didn't bring the Demon out, the spotlight would have probably been more on Kenta. But
Yeah,
instead they went with Demon Finn Balor. And yeah.
I think they both should have just came out as the fucking demons. They should have been a tag team, especially after this fucking match.
They had to carry it. Look who they're in the ring with.
What are you saying, kids?
Today, when Tommy comes out in an Oni mask.
Yeah, that would have made sense. It would have made absolute sense. Fucking, yeah, as you were saying, Chris, the Ascension, Connor and Victor. God, you want to talk about underrated monster teams, though.
Or as they're known now, Big Con and Vic.
What?
That's their names, though. Big Con and Vic. Don't know why. The worst fucking names I've read in my life.
Bro, what was the worst names before that? Because I swear they can. Eric and Ivar, right? Oh my god,
Eric
they just
and
keep
Ivar
up.
are pretty bad. But Big Con and Vic.
No,
And
T-Bar.
the
And then they
anymore,
did T-Bar right after that.
They're not in the company anymore, so they had to use different names. So they actually got their releases before the COVID shutdown.
My god, I don't blame them.
And then
Oh,
they went on the indies and decided
that's
to
a
become
really bad
Con
name
and
to
Vic.
saddle yourself with. Big Con.
If that's the only name they can come up with, they're fucking stupid.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
fucking awful names.
Dude, I remember, like, way back in the New Generation days when we were in Massasoit, how we made fun of Luke Gallows just taking both of his WWE TNA names and just coming up with Doc Gallows.
Is he?
Fuck. That was fucking
So
like
lame.
the next Ric Flair compared to some of the names we're hearing now. Fucking Big Con, Vic Bar. Fuck me. Mace, yeah. Slapjack. Slapjack!
I forgot that already. And I watch the freaking show every week.
Slapjack.
That's just one Freudian slip away from slap dick.
The old slapdick. Here he is.
Here's Slapdick from Retribution.
Slapdick. Watch out for your dicks, pals. Because he's coming to slap them. Hold on to your dicks. He's coming to slap them.
Uh-oh. He'll still slap him anyway. He doesn't give a shit. Slapdick has no limits.
Slap dick don't give a shit.
I will burn your dick under a fiery wreckage.
And then slap it.
Slap it. I'll slap that. I'll
Slap.
slap.
The sad thing is, you know the sad thing? This actually sounds better than what WWE's got him saddled with nowadays.
It is.
Because we get over.
There's T-Bar, there's Slapdick, and there's Mace. His new name, call him Slapdick.
Who's the women? I don't know. I don't even know their names.
Well, Mercedes Martinez is not in the group anymore, so it's a whopping time that was.
I guarantee you, she's asked for a release. Don't be surprised if she's gone. Don't be surprised if
she's back in NXT.
She's back in NXT.
So they brought her up for this Retribution stable where she literally did fucking nothing. She didn't say a single goddamn word. Wore a face covering that you could tell it was Mercedes Martinez. And they didn't bother hiding it. And now she's back in NXT without even wrestling a single match and didn't have a name either. So
who was Mia? Was she gone too from this faction?
No, she's still there, at least from what I could see.
Boy.
Which she wasn't there last week, I think, because they had random fucking people in the group this week because they attacked the Hurt Business.
Yeah, I wish
Mustafa Ali is randomly the leader.
Mia, please. Mia, please just go back to NXT. I know you were inconsistently booked there, but it was better than being fucking saddled with T-Bar, Slapjack, and Mace.
I don't even know what the fuck her name is. Retribution?
Yeah, Retribution.
Fucking fuckface? I don't even know what her name is.
Anyway, we'll get back to a better tag team here. The Ascension, Connor and Victor, even though their names are completely shit. Kenta's in Japan. Balor is actually NXT champ again.
Yep. And
so not much changed on his end.
And from what little I can tell, they're looking into why Ridge, whatever the hell his last name
Holland,
is.
yeah.
Thank you. Attacked Adam Cole during Takeover 31.
Well, they were. And
They got
then Ridge Holland got hurt. Which, by the way, everybody is like, and this is no way against Ridge. I realized that he probably didn't know what to do in this situation. But anytime you take a crossbody, you're supposed to jump. He did not jump. Actually, you're not even supposed to jump. You're supposed to slide. So he didn't slide, and you could tell like they slide kind of. They move themselves backward. He didn't do that in time, and therefore broke an ankle. So
I think it's Patella too.
yeah. Who did he
Patella.
fight? Who did he fight? What's his face? Danny Burch, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I know. I didn't watch NXT this week.
I was sad. I saw that injured. I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this episode now.
Yeah, it just. I mean, I put it on him being green.
Yeah,
That's really good in the ring. Still, very limited wrestling experience. I don't think he's been in wrestling period for like a few years.
well, supposedly he's like a veteran, and I guess him and according to Jeff Meacham, him and Drew Gulak were like the best part about the USWA. They were like the tag team champions for like the longest time. Which
WA still exists.
yeah, if you could believe it, yeah. I think it might be
2016.
Yeah,
Because he was a rugby player before that.
yeah. I think it's under different ownership, but yes, it is very much similar to the NWA, where WWE took every bit of footage they had of the old USWA except for the name. So yeah, I believe it still exists. But yeah, Finn Balor and Hideo Itami versus The Ascension. This was basically just a showcase for Balor. It literally was Kenta and Balor hit a bunch of fucking Shogun drop kicks, kicked the shit out of The Ascension. I believe one of them also got a broken nose. Fucking, what was it? Kenta hits the freaking hesitation drop kick into the coup de grace by Balor. They win.
Also, Kenta teases the go to sleep because that was a thing he was doing around this time.
Right.
Because they wouldn't let him do it for some reason.
And then when he finally did do it on the main roster, even though he did it prior to that, well, nope, you're saddled with, what was it, the fucking shittier final cut or whatever the fuck it was.
I don't even remember what the hell it was. I barely remember him being even on the main roster.
Yeah,
it
was
205, right, for like a month or two.
Yeah, you could see why Hideo Itami left.
Yeah,
bad booking and injuries.
Which is what I was gonna say. He had an NXT champion run in front of him before he got injured.
Yeah, well, he had it twice. But here's the thing. So Kenta got injured once, but then he got injured again, and everybody just assumed that, oh no, he's just injury prone. Write him off TV. This is where I'm going to take a moment to finally rant on this stupid motherfucker Riddick goddamn Moss. Fuck you, you absolute green, pathetic piece of shit of a fucking wrestler. How the fuck he's still employed when he fucking injured a fucking what should have been a star in the making for that goddamn company?
God, they're paying a lot of money for it too.
Yeah, a shit ton. Yeah, like is astounding to me. Like this, like for those who don't know what I'm talking about, there was an NXT house show. It was prior to the fucking Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic happening, and it was supposed to be the tag team of Kota Ibushi and Kenta. And I believe they were going to fight a fucking... Who the fuck were they even going to fight? I don't remember, but I know it was... I was looking forward to the match out of anything.
Yep, I remember that, yeah. Yep.
And then this...
I forget they're facing, but I remember that, yeah.
And then this fucking moron can't even do a fucking scoop slam right. And broke Hideo Itami's already repaired shoulder.
Yep.
You're fucking...
I'm out of action for more time.
Yeah, dude, honest to God, and I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody wants to tell me. This is Van Hammer levels of fucking shit. This guy should have been released 10 ways to Sunday. I don't know why they released everybody else, but they don't release fucking Riddick Moss.
I don't either.
And by the way, and by the way, all it did was made Tito Sabatelli look even worse in comparison. because now he hasn't been pushed the same ever since, and I think they released him. But yet
Yeah,
they
he
kept
was on
Riddick
Dark a
fucking Moss.
while ago.
Fuck him, dude. I can't stand him. He's the whole reason why Kenta's career went down the shitter. I don't even care. He could have recovered from the first injury.
Yeah,
It was Riddick Moss that absolutely killed his fucking career. You're not going to convince me otherwise. He's a fucking moron. He's an absolute moron in that fucking ring. And anybody that was in WWE that decided that it was Kenta's fault and not fucking Riddick Moss is an even bigger moron for keeping him hired, but letting a talent like that fucking go.
I can't believe they let him go.
Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Because he looked great here. Honest to God. Can we agree with that?
Oh yeah.
He looked great here. Even though he was outshined a little bit by Balor, still looked great. He really did. It was him, Neville, Balor, and Owens, I think, and Sami Zayn. They were like the 5 OGs of NXT. And out of all of them, what, Kenta got released?
It was 2016. Hideo Itami suffered his neck injury at live event. Kept me out for months.
Oh, yeah, that was a neck injury. I completely forgot about that.
NXT superstar Hideo Itami suffered a neck injury at a recent live event. He was teaming with NXT champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Him and Shinsuke were teaming up.
Right. I thought it was him and fucking Cody. Oh, yeah, because that's right. Cody was still technically with New Japan. Right.
Moss attempted to give Itami a power slam, but the move went wrong, with Itami landing on his head in an awkward position.
Because the guy can't do a fucking scoop power slam correctly. If you watch that,
returned.
Couldn't do it.
He had just returned from that shoulder injury.
And then he fucking broke his neck.
It's reported he could keep Itami out of action for months. Itami recently returned after missing over a year with a serious shoulder injury. The timing of the injury couldn't be worse. Itami and Cruiserweight Classic star Kota Ibushi was supposed to tag team together and take part in the next NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
That would have been an amazing team, bro. I'm so fucking pissed.
I want to see if this is still up. I'll send it in the chat.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being mad. If anybody was mad that they didn't get this
GTS teaser slips out, and then power. Oh my fucking god!
Yep.
Oh my god!
Yep. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's what Rich Holland did to Johnny Gargano. Levels of fucking power slam stupidity.
Okay, so yeah, Rich Holland is green as goose shit, and he needs to get off TV. I don't feel too bad for him now. If he did the same fucking mistake as fucking Riddick Moss, no.
Basically the same thing. It was a little bit less of a. He just fucking dropped him on his head, whereas Rich Holland just slammed him into the mat.
Anyway,
it was bad looking.
Anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah, there was a ton of potential here, really, for all 4 of these guys, and they ended up releasing 3 out of 4. It's sad. Good match, though.
Very good match.
Yeah,
Thumbs up.
It was a good match. It was a very good match.
So definitely watch that one. We got, I think, a very underrated NXT Women's title match. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. This is right when Sasha Banks was coming into the boss character.
Becky Lynch at her side.
Dude, they found their groove, bro. They really did. Absolutely.
The beginning of many.
They really found their groove when they had that fatal 4-way match between the 4 horsewomen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking outstanding.
100%. Yeah, I will. I actually have a Bleacher Report Live's recap of it, so I'm gonna read off that, so that way. And if you guys want to read the Bleacher Report article, we'll have it down in the description for you. But Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. This match basically starts off with. I would love to know where you guys start this off. That'd be great, because. Well, this is what they read, and maybe this is here it is. With her championship on the line, Charlotte overcame a brash, cocky challenger who used her own signature offense against her to emerge victorious. And with her title intact, following the natural selection from the top rope, that was a great spot.
Oh yeah,
I really like that. That was the first time she unveiled that one. I really like that.
Between the two as well. I think both of them exchanged submissions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, but it was a very, very awesome match. I highly suggest you guys check this out if you haven't already, because it's like one of those matches that you
can't do
actually
justice to.
watch. Yeah,
Just like this whole
You really
pay-per-view.
can't.
We can't
Yeah.
do justice. You have to literally watch it to see the twist ending.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, and that's the craziest thing is like, this was a really history-making event for NXT because I believe this was like one of the last ones they did. For what was it?
2014.
2014. In Full Sail. I think this was like after it was this one, and then what was it? The following one, and then they went to Brooklyn, and
Yeah,
they have
this
not
is the
stopped
point
rising
where-
since.
This is at the point where it was just like they were branching out.
Yeah, and you could tell by the way they were branching out. So yeah, here we.
Rival, Unstoppable, and Rival and Unstoppable were at Full Sail. And then
Yes.
for August 22nd, 2015, which is the first time they were ever out at Full Sail, was for NXT Takeover Brooklyn, the first one.
Yes. Prior to this, and I don't think we talked about it, but I'm looking it over now. Do we remember the backstage segment that was random as fuck? Renee Young was shown backstage with Roman Reigns, who she congratulated on being the WWE Superstar of the Year.
Yep, it was random. I skipped right over it because I didn't see the point in it.
I think the idea was to have a quote unquote superstar of importance put his stamp of approval on NXT.
Yeah,
Which,
because it was still in its infancy. So yeah,
fair. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's one thing if you do that, but it's like, come on, man. Like, you don't need to do that. We know it's good. We knew it was good before. I'm pretty sure enough people watched NXT to know, okay, this is something to watch out for. And then they got bigger and bigger and bigger as time went on.
And now look at him.
Yeah, I don't
It's
remember
huge
the
now.
segment at all. And I just
I
watched
don't.
the show like not even two days ago.
I watched it today.
It literally skipped over my mind.
Yep. Even still, like, even before I watched the show, I'm like, I knew what happened in the first match. I knew what happened in the main event. I kind of forgot what happened in the middle, so that's kind of like a refresher.
Yeah, there you go. So I also have one article from SB Nation. Before we get into that, I do just so that way we at least have notes for what happened in the main event. NXT. So with Charlotte, obviously, who is the NXT champion, coming in and out of this event, she is now like a multi-time women's champion because of course she is, because they have to try to make her beat her fucking father's record for no damn reason. And then you had fucking Sasha Banks, who is currently, along with Bayley, probably the best women in the main roster.
Yep.
Period. Like,
Yep.
and boy, did they need them to fucking step up when they really didn't want them to. It's like, honestly, it's like Bayley and it's like, honestly, this is the best comparison I got. Sasha Banks and Bayley are like the Owen Hart and Bret Hart of this generation.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
100%. They are the Bret Hart and Owen Hart of this generation because they don't want him. They don't want them at the top. But when everyone else fucking leaves, they're the ones they go to.
Yep, they have to hit it out of the park.
And then they hit it out of the park every single fucking time. Every single goddamn time they hit it out of the park with everything they do. And by the way, Charlotte's actually having to recover from boob surgery, so she's out. So when Charlotte's out, when Becky is out, pregnant, and you got Ronda Rousey, who's no longer with the company, boy, did they need to step up big time.
Yep. They're actually
Jesus.
having at Hell in a Cell coming up soon. It's going to be Sasha and Bayley in Hell in a Cell.
Did you hear also that Florida is allowing full capacity in venues again? So this actually might have a live crowd in it.
I hope so, because AEW is starting to open back up again.
Yeah. Well, no, like full on crowd. Apparently, they're just gonna go straight into like. I don't know how smart it is.
At restaurants.
I don't know how smart it is, but at this point,
I don't think it's very smart either.
Yeah, shit happens. I don't know what to do at this point. I don't think
because apparently in Florida, coronavirus doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like to them, it just never existed. They just did whatever.
Florida men, gun ho. Anyway,
to them, the coronavirus never existed.
Biggie Langston. I forgot he calls himself Florida Man. Dude, his Twitter's a fucking riot. Absolute fucking riot. I love Biggie on Twitter. Anyway, NXT Championship match. Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville, who's the champion going in.
And who is currently
the
Indies.
Yes, he is. Anyway, what were you saying, Chris? Couldn't hear you.
Adrian Neville,
yes.
Who is the de facto heel in this match for Sami Zayn's last stand.
Yep, he was the de facto heel in this feud, which worked because they actually made me hate him. I was so in bed with Sami Zayn,
bro.
He was so over. I love Sami Zayn.
NXT, dude, what he did here was incredible because what these two told was a great story. You could see little instances of a heel Neville and a heel Pac form here. And it's crazy to look back on.
It was like baby incarnation, but they went right back to him being a face again after this.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. But like he showed the mannerisms of Pac and the aggression, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Pac. This is like the infancy of Pac right here.
See, and then it was at the end of his WWE run where he was the heel, and then when he left, and then AEW Pac and Japan Pac, like all that, like mixed, and that was the beginning stages, and now where he is now as a heel is just terrific.
He single-handedly, after he left WWE too, like put Dragon Gate USA on the map, to the point where Ultimate Dragon finally came in.
Yep,
which is crazy. But yeah,
he could have went to Japan. He could have went anywhere else, but he chose to go back to his home promotion in Japan, and he did. He went back to Dragon Gate.
And then AEW signed him. Worked out for him, I think.
Yeah.
I think it did too. Too bad he can't fucking fly to the United States, because if he tried to, he couldn't get back.
Yeah,
true. That's why he hasn't been appearing, is because he can't go back into Newcastle
until this whole thing.
So.
Yeah, until this.
If he left, he couldn't come back. So that's why they're just waiting for the restrictions to be up.
Yeah. At this point. Which God knows how long that's going to take. I think that we're looking until next year for that one, if even that.
But what can you do?
Whatever. Well, this match was fucking phenomenal. I can't remember all the spots, but I do remember the key ones.
The
false finishes were ridiculous.
Amazing.
Freaking the Blue Thunder Bomb false finish was fucking phenomenal. Like the fucking
kicked out of the red.
He's in the belt.
When Sami kicked out of the Red Arrow, that place went fucking unglued, dude. In Full Sail, like they went and they came unglued for that.
Yep.
And then when Sami Zayn, he has that determination in his fucking face, and he just runs as fast as he can for the most devastating haluva kick I think he's ever hit in his life.
You're forgetting a spot.
What's the spot?
There's a ref bump right before this, and Adrian Neville tries to get the championship belt to hit Sami with it. Sami can't. Adrian Neville sells his ass off while Sami tries to debate whether or not to finally give in to his darker desires and level Adrian Neville with the belt.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
beautiful storytelling.
This is such great storytelling, honestly. And how ironic is it that after that little spot too, it actually made the characters kind of match her and kind of had consistency, because later on they would become heels. It's funny how long-term storytelling actually works,
Yep.
Vince. Anyway, Sami Zayn hits a great haluva kick, by the way. Just bolts him. Falls to the ground like Adrian sells this like he crumpled to the ground. 1, 2, 3. He wins the fucking title, and the crowd went nuts. Sammy's crying. The whole locker room empties out. They're celebrating with him.
And how fitting is this? The entire locker room empties out. The first one there is Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens just hugging him.
Sami Zayn's best friend of over a decade and a half.
Yeah, and he friggin' holds his hand
He
up,
sucked
and then
us in. That son of a bitch.
yeah, and then you had people all around him. Neville gives him a handshake. He leaves.
No, Neville doesn't even give him the handshake. Sami Zayn offers the handshake. Neville looks at him and like, "What? You fucking crazy?" He kicks the hand away and throws his arms around Sami.
It's amazing.
Yep.
It's amazing.
They kind of became like a de facto, like an alliance after that.
Pretty much, yeah.
'Cause they were
absolutely.
keeping up a lot after that. They became like in that feud. They weren't friends. They were like frenemies. And
Yeah,
then they went back to becoming friends again.
And then as Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are making their way up the ramp, top 10 anime betrayal comes into play, and Kevin just slams Sami Zayn into the ramp to the utter shock of everybody. Which, by the way, shout out to Rich Brennan, sold the fuck out of this on commentary. And
Yep,
then he hits for the first time, and no one ever saw a brutal apron spot like this. The fucking pop-up apron powerbomb.
Yep.
And drills, and I mean drills, Sami Zayn.
And Sami Zayn,
You know why?
And Sami sells
Because
this
there's
like
trust
fucking
there.
die.
Yeah.
There's
Anyway.
trust there. They know each other. They know how much power they know how much force to put on that, and they trust each other.
Yeah.
So that's how that went down perfectly.
Yeah, oh my
So-
god.
Let me set the scene for you guys here. The first time I saw this, I was fucking depressed as shit because I was really looking forward to seeing their friendship develop over time.
Yep, like how they did in Ring of Honor.
Yep. And then I went and looked it up because it was still a great event. I went and looked it up and looked a little bit into the history of Kevin Steen and El Generico.
Yeah.
And then my depression turned to utter joy
Bro.
because hang on,
Same.
because that's when I realized, Mother of God, we're getting Kill Steen Kill Volume 2 on
Electric Boogaloo,
NXT.
Yep.
It's great.
When
One of
he
my
came out, like, I was like, oh my god, like, this is awesome, like, best friends, like, because they showed each other backstage.
Yep.
Earlier in the show when Sami was like just sitting there and they look over at each other. That was the only interaction they had that whole night.
Yeah.
They showed.
And
Them looking at each other, and then Kevin put his head down.
yep, and the best part,
and then Sami walked out of the locker room.
yep, and the best part of this whole thing, this was actually foreshadowed in the opening 2 shots of the opening package for our Evolution.
Yeah.
Think back. The first 2 shots are of Kevin Owens standing alone in the ring at the Performance Center, and then a close up, and then it fades out, crossfades to a shot of the sign in the Performance Center hanging above that very ring that says, and I quote, "You are not here to fill a spot. You are here to take a spot."
Yeah. And
Yep.
he took Sami Zayn's
Beautiful.
spot.
He did.
It's so great. It's such
perfect.
amazing storytelling.
Perfect way to end the show. Like when that happened, I was like, what the hell did they just do?
I
Like,
loved it. I love it
I
now
was
because the
shocked,
story
but
was
I'm like-
great.
They're feuding again.
It's one of those things where you didn't know where they were going to go and you were worried about
Yeah.
if they're going to
When
be
he
able
came
to
out,
do
I was
this
like, oh,
right.
he's going to turn on him. I know it because of that history. Because I watched a whole bunch of their Ring of Honor and stuff. I'm like, he's gonna turn on him. And when it didn't happen, like almost immediately, I was like, and they started walking up the ramp. I was like, it's not happening. I'm like, they're not gonna do it. And when
Yeah,
did,
and
I was
dude,
like, no way.
here's the best part of that too. They did it like right when the signature comes up too, and then he does it like right then, right when you think the show's about to end. You think
it's gonna be over. You think you're safe, but you're not.
No. He breaks your heart. Kevin Owens breaks your heart. He breaks everybody's heart in that Full Sail crowd, and they boo the shit out of him.
He is
a crowd that absolutely loved him in the beginning of the show. He fucking turns them on a fucking dime and absolutely boos the shit out of him.
And the look on Kevin Owens' face
was that of vengeance. Just absolute
and anger. And I couldn't because he wasn't given an opportunity like Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
I couldn't even call it vengeance. That was a look of murder.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kill Owens. Kill.
Another great one, which was Unstoppable, when Samoa Joe debuted.
For the record, too, before we even get to that moment, we would be remiss if we did not give props to right after that happened, to cap off the show, to fade the black, William Regal gives him so much shit with a great fucking expression, which put this whole angle over the goddamn top, which is why I say William Regal is the greatest fucking general manager, commissioner, whatever fucking authority role you want to give of all time. He's the best at it. He will always be the best at it. William Regal put this over the top, bro.
It's every time like I see William Regal, I think he's gonna beat the shit out of someone. So I get like giddy. I'm like, dude, it's William Regal, and it gets up in Kevin Owens' face, and I'm like, he's gonna kick his ass.
Yeah, after what he did,
his ass.
He just brutalized his champion, and he's pissed about. This is gonna
be great. And then Kevin just walks away, like,
I'm gonna get some bloody help.
Heel.
What a fantastic heel, bro! It's great, phenomenal show. You can see how pissed off William Regal is, like. Just this is like, by the way, this show is like right up there with like top 5 best NXT takeovers of all time, and this did not have like all these great classics. I think you had Sasha and Charlotte, and Zayn and Owens, Zayn and Neville. That's it.
Yeah, Zayn and Neville. Yeah, just the last 2 matches. And that women's championship match was the first of like big things to come in their future. Huge things.
Oh yeah, massive, absolutely massive.
They basically strapped the rocket ship to all 4 of them. If you want to include Bayley, Becky into it, they strapped the rocket ship to all 4 of those ladies, and they're sent to the moon. They've been there ever since then.
And now Sami Zayn is Fidel Castro and is the undisputed Intercontinental Champion.
Castro. I was like, what the hell did Fidel Castro debut on SmackDown?
Dude, honest to God, though, Sami Zayn really broke the mold of looking like a taxi driver because he don't look like that no more. He looks great.
Oh, yeah.
This is a look he should have went with for a long time, bro. Like, he looks nuts here. I love it. Absolutely great.
Well, in that case, with that being said, if you want to talk about top 5 takeover reviews of all time, I can't wait until you get to host the one you saw live.
Oh, man. Yeah, technically that's a retro now, isn't it?
Which one was it?
That's a retro. Fucking NXT Takeover.
Takeover 5.
Yeah, everybody says NXT Takeover New York. I call it Brooklyn 5 because that's what it was. It was the final Brooklyn show ever that they've done. At least for now. I don't know if they'll go back to it, but I know it was the final one that they did because there were, what was it? SummerSlam left,
Barclays.
SummerSlam left Barclays, but they happened to be in Barclays for, I believe it was WrestleMania this year or last year.
Yeah, it would have been here. Yeah, because it's 2019.
It was, honest to God, and not that they can't top it, but so far, maybe the best wrestling. Yeah, it's the best wrestling experience I've ever been to live. such a phenomenal fucking moment when Gargano won that belt.
Great show. I mean, you got spoiled.
Dude, you don't even know that weekend was it was insane. It was insane.
Because not only did he
forgot
see,
that Aleister Black and Ricochet faced the freaking
not only did he
Warriors.
see that show live, he got Ring of Honor G1 Supercard, where Matt Taven finally made good,
Dude,
and he got to meet two people from What Culture.
bro, I kid you not, dude. I
Chris,
went
sorry to
into there.
the show, but
I knew the card somewhat for NXT Takeover. I did not know the card for G1 Supercard. I was going to both events. So NXT Takeover, I told 100 times with the kids, like one wearing a Ciampa shirt. I'm not even kidding you, Chris. I don't even know if I told you this, but that will be we're definitely going to review that. But I'll tell the story. When the moment happened, when Gargano's walking a ramp and then Ciampa's coming out and he's smiling.
because
I
love the fact that Gargano's even grinning and going, he's behind me, isn't he? He's
yeah,
right
he's
Yeah.
behind me.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah.
Bro, seeing this live, it's so much better because of who I was in front of. I saw two kids, right? One's wearing a Ciampa shirt. Another one's wearing a Gargano shirt. They came to see them in the main event. And it's in one way, it's gut-wrenching. But then when Ciampa comes out, the kids are like jumping up all excited. And it's like, and then they look at each other. It's like they're worried. Is he going to attack him? And then they hug. And then I kid you not, the kids are bawling. And the mom's hugging them. And the fucking Ciampa and Gargano are hugging. Dude, I just uttered out, that is wrestling. That is wrestling.
It is wrestling.
wrestling.
Dude, when you can hold people in the palm of your hand like that, it's unlike anything other. Another moment for me that was cathartic in a whole other way was going to the G1 Supercard. And I didn't know much of the card until it was told to me that night. First off, I saw a bunch of shit that I fucking love, and we'll review that show at some point given time. But I will talk about the moment where I saw an MA boy win in New York with everyone in the arena booing him. And I know that the booking could have been a lot better for Taven's run, but man, was this so fucking cool for me. Because keep in mind, Chris, I saw this man start his career in Top Rope.
Yeah.
I seen him, like, literally at his infancy, develop on Top Rope. And he's in the semi-main spot on a New Japan and Ring of Honor jointed show. He was the main event for the Ring of Honor side. And a ladder war between Marty Scurll and Jay Lethal. I was like, I would love if Matt Taven won, but I'm going for Marty because Marty is
a boy.
Marty's like amazing, and you know I'd be happy either way if it was him or. And I love Jay Lethal. I just didn't think he should have retained that night. It had to be one of those two. Never in my life did I think they were going to go for fucking Taven. And when he went up to get that fucking belt, I'm pretty sure me, Johnny, and Peter Volpe were the only three people because we were from Massachusetts cheering for fucking Matt Taven when he won that belt, bro. Bro, I lost my fucking mind. I'm like, I just saw this man reach the fucking top, starting from the bottom.
You literally get to see him climb all the way to the top.
It's insane.
You watch his entire climb from base to pinnacle.
Exactly.
Quite literally.
Crazy.
In other words, fuck you, New Yorkers. Fuck them. Fuck you and your Yankees.
Experience though, that weekend alone.
Oh yeah.
Just to kick off like the NXT side of things I forgot about this. The War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. When Aleister Black and Ricochet were tag team for a little bit, that fucking match is amazing.
Yeah.
Was that the missed 630 spot by Ricochet where I thought he broke his fucking neck?
Yes.
That was brutal. That was fucking
so brutal, bro.
I've
seen that live. I lost my shit. Bro, did I ever tell you about when Gargano kicked out of that fucking brutal spot, like where he was getting gained up on by the Era?
Yeah.
My reaction was I was screaming, "What? What? What?" I'm having a fucking seizure because I'm taken aback. I'm like
Don wet.
falling out of my seat. Genuine fucking what the fuck moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
I was like,
what?
this is fucking great, but like,
You went full Don wet.
Yes. Yes, I did.
he was schlonging.
I was, indeed. It was so good.
That thing was like a fucking sword. That thing was.
It was amazing, man. That was amazing night.
I love that match. It's one of the best matches I've ever seen. But like, for my opinion, there was just way too many finisher kickouts. He literally kicked out of everything.
Honestly, and I totally get that. But it's one of those storylines. It's one of those storylines where I'm like, I have to be okay with it. Because it's like one of those things where Gargano came way too far to lose now. So I get it. I get it.
You gotta beat him with everything.
You gotta beat him with everything because he ain't being denied tonight. Even if his body's telling him, "No, you idiot! Stop it! Stop it!"
Walter and Pete Dunne.
Stop it! Stop it!
Walter and Pete Dunne for the UK
Oh my
Championship.
yes, that was so goddamn good. Oh,
bro. What? Talk about a year later, the two perverts fighting for the North American Championship. One who at least goes after overage ones, and one that goes after underage ones.
Well, I mean, yeah. As far as I know, we don't know. Isn't that why they brought Velveteen Dream back? Because there wasn't enough evidence, though.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Matt Riddle.
He's also getting taken off TV now.
Well,
because of his antics.
Oh, again? Is that why they wrote him off?
Yeah, that's why they wrote him off. He's a little too immature.
Wow. Well, honestly, that's kind of a shame because that was like one of the sleeper matches on that show, in my opinion.
I liked that match a lot.
I really enjoy it.
Kushida added an edge to him.
It really did. It really added an edge to Kushida. I don't even think he had this edge in Japan. But anyway, we're totally off topic.
He was more of like a babyface type.
Yeah. Fair enough. But you know what? Screw it. I know one of my picks, and we can do this whenever because again, since the new format, we can just do however many we want. What do you guys say? We do a retro for NXT Takeover. What is it? New York. We'll call it Brooklyn 5, but it's NXT Takeover New York.
Yeah.
Let's do it because I think this show would be great to relive.
Excuse to watch the whole shit?
Yeah, why not? Dude, wait, have you not seen the whole show?
No, I've only ever watched the main event.
Bro, oh man. Dude,
it's a treat, Casey. It's a fucking treat.
It's a fucking treat. Yeah, I even you know what the funny thing is? Even the weakest match out of everything, I also like that Fatal 4-Way a lot.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the teases between Kairi Sane and Io Shirai.
Yeah.
So
maybe not didn't get anything from it.
If we're gonna do a review if we're gonna do a retro on NXT Takeover New York, we may as well do one on G1 Supercard as well because it's on. ROH Wrestling did upload it on YouTube. It's on there.
Oh, there we go.
So we can very easily watch it.
I'm totally down. If it's easily accessible to YouTube, I'm sure you're down, Chris. Let's do it. Let's just review my weekend in New York City. Fuck it. Bro, it is a crazy, and I kid you not, early 2019 may have been the craziest year of pro wrestling because of that event that I went to live. Immortal literally a month after, our show releases.
And then a month after that,
Double or Nothing. So I'm like, 2019 was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Fuck, I wish it was still 2019.
All things considered.
I wish it was still 2019.
Yeah.
I wish. Anyway, sorry, Chris. Were you trying to say something? Skype's acting finicky.
Might as well relive it.
Might as well relive it. Why the hell not? So,
hey,
crazy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're gonna do. It will be a saga it will probably be uploaded randomly because pretty much everything's being uploaded on this channel randomly when it comes to the retro.
And wrestling-related content in general.
But I know that we are going to be doing, maybe Chris won't be on for every one, but I know that we will be doing NXT Takeover, NXT Takeover New York, G1 Supercard, WYW Immortal, and AEW Double or Nothing. We're going to just do all 4 of those shows from early 2019 and pretty much relive that crazy fucking time period that
Honestly,
was 2019. Because honestly, not looking back at it now.
I feel like Immortal is going to have the craziest story behind it because that's a 5-year odyssey, man.
Yeah. How long did that take me to do, Chris? Do you remember? I remember this, and I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but we'll close it off with this. I remember when this is before I finally put my priorities straight and finally got everything working, and before Casey joined the show. I remember I wrote like this long paragraph of how worried I was to even be able to finish it. And I remember you were one of the few people that told me, keep going at it. I don't remember where this was. I don't remember what Facebook group it was, but I know it was on Facebook, and you told me, dude, keep at it. So I'm like, and then a year later, the fucking biggest show we ever did is finished, which is fucking crazy. But yeah. By the way, do you know how many views that's got?
A lot.
Considering how long the show is, I'm shocked it even has over 2,000. 2,000 views. 1,000 of which is on Casey's upload, which is
really
kind of weird. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because that means Casey's channel is better suited for live streams than the WYW one. That problem.
Yeah, it was. You didn't do it as a live stream. You did it as a premiere. Which
I didn't know what the fuck a premiere was, and now I'm abusing the.
Hey, now you know what a premiere is now.
Yeah. All too well.
Yeah. So you get the same effect as a live stream, but none of the feed problems.
Thank God. Thank fucking God. I'll tell you.
Too many feed problems we have with fucking live streams.
Yeah.
Including all the pay-per-views that we watched together. So many issues.
Yeah, dude.
Looking at you, Royal Quest.
Looking at you, what's it called? Fucking, even Cardiff was a bit finicky on the stream, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
It was finicky at the beginning. It was Cardiff, and what was that day also, too? Was it Full Gear?
Yeah. No,
that would have been All Out.
All Out. I remember
All
this
Out?
because that was the first live stream we actually did where it was us reacting to the shit.
And
it was Moxley versus Omega.
Yeah.
And the death match.
Yep. And that was the one where everyone went, "Hey, you okay, bro?"
That was the best.
Full Gear was Moxley, Jericho.
No, Full Gear was
Full
Gear was Kenny Omega and John Moxley. All Out actually had Kenny Omega versus Neville, and the main event of that show was Adam Page versus Jericho for the world title, crowning the first champion.
Because we watched 3 straight AEW pay-per-views together or something like that.
Oh yeah, dude, AEW is still to this day. Once they get a crowd back, I know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah,
I want all of us to go together. I want all of us to experience that because I went with Owen and Steve, and it was fucking amazing. It was one of the best times I've ever had in my life going to an event, period. I've been to a shit ton of Bruins games, shit ton of Bruins playoff games, and nothing compares to like that atmosphere.
That's insane, really. That's
nuts.
I don't know, man.
Lights went out.
There.
When the lights went out.
Case, trust me.
And Cody appeared live, the fucking roof blew off the arena. You could even hear yourself think. It was that fucking deafening.
Dude.
It was insane.
When MJF was teasing, being babyface, but also still being heel.
I popped hard for when he came out and made the save. Oh my god, I popped hard.
That was the biggest fucking reaction I've ever heard at a wrestling show in a long time.
It was fucking loud as hell. It was
Dude,
so loud.
Do you realize how great 2019 has been to all of us collectively? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I wish we were still living in 2019 because this
Yeah,
year
I mean, come on.
Oh,
fucking sucked. God damn.
it's been shitty. It's been the
Oh, yeah.
worst year. Period.
Yeah,
Awful.
yeah. I can't wait.
If we could put 2019's year into 2020, that'd be nice.
Whereas 2019 had Takeover New York, G1 Supercard, Immortal, friggin' Double or Nothing, All Out, and I got hired by the post office.
And Full Gear.
Yes.
Where we saw two people almost die.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of good shit.
That was insane. That match has forever be insane and etched in my mind. When the Young Bucks brought out that fucking barbed wire contraption spider thing, and they
the fact
fucking
that Kenny Omega
suplexed onto it,
supposedly constructed that too. I'm like,
it was fucking nuts.
that's insane.
And then
Wire
Kenny doing like a 450 and whacking his face off the fucking woods on the wood on the boards on the ring. Like that was fucking insane. That's one of the craziest matches I've ever seen.
Yeah. We're just talking about all of 2019's best hits basically now. We just went straight from we went straight from late 2014 to early 2019.
We just go in order. Just go in order. Just go in order. We should do All Out and Full Gear. Just keep that trend going.
Oh yeah, no, we'll record them in order if we want to. I just know that
so after those ones, in that order like that, like
we'll
the
just
order they came out, like All Out, Full Gear.
Yeah, I don't know if it will be released in that year because I know everything's gonna be randomized, but yeah, but we'll record it in that. Yeah.
Before we do any of that, James, I think I know a retro review that can just be done by you and me.
Which is?
We may as well do Best in the World 2017.
Yes, yeah, because you and I were live for that event. Dude, what I call, by the way, which by the way, Chris, if you have not seen that show, I call that the genesis of the Wednesday Night Wars.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it was.
Sweet.
Because there's literally only, I think, 2 people on that entire card that are still with Ring of Honor. I believe it's Jay Lethal and Silas Young?
Sounds about right to me.
Because everybody else went either to NXT or WWE or AEW, rather. Somewhere. They went somewhere. They went to WWE or AEW.
It's no longer there.
They said, fuck this shit, I'm out.
I don't blame them.
Well, the main event of that show, I just looked it up, is technically an AEW match. Is it Daniels and Cody?
Yep. And by the way, what a fucking pop.
Yeah.
Great pop. I can't wait. You know what?
Is that the match where Cody kind of turned heel?
That's the match where Daniels turned heel because the crowd was so invested to see Cody win the belt. But yes, Cody was a heel, and the way you could tell was a heel. That man that you see, Casey, got flipped off.
Yep.
That's
I know you told me about that. That was crazy.
That was the fucking funniest thing. We have a video, by the way, of that day of he actually met Cody, and then he turned the tables on Cody, and then so he was about to do the too sweet with him, and then he flipped him off. Casey turned it back around on him, and then Cody was just like, "Aw," and then him and Casey fucking embraced.
So let me give you a little bit more context for that. About an hour or so before that, he had cut his promo of, "I do deserve it, don't I?" in the middle of the ring. And I got a too sweet from him there, and I also got a too sweet when I met him in the autograph line a little bit later.
Yeah.
In the course of 2.5 hours, I got payback, I got closure, payback, and respect from the previous night from the Ring of Honor World Champion. Wrap your fucking head around that one.
Yep.
Casey's the best worker in the industry. That's what that tells me.
That's what that tells me. In 2 days.
Yeah, dude.
What a hell of a turnaround.
Anyway, we're waffling at this point, guys. I hope you enjoyed this
We just give you our
episode.
fucking schedule, so if you don't like it, who cares?
Yeah, we're having, dude. The schedule is just gonna be random. I'm sure Mike and Nikos are doing a bunch of retros. We're also doing a bunch of retros. I'm sure John's gonna have
these out now because we're so fucking behind on doing everything.
Well, I mean, at least we're doing them now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least we're doing them. At least we're not waiting
until
for
next year to do them.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, why do you think I came in when I did, Chris? Why do you think I came in when I did? I'm here to save the channel. I'm here to save the channel. Oh, by the way, just a little preview, Chris. A retro you're gonna want to watch. Nikos, Mike, and I review Halloween Havoc 1991.
Oh, that's the one we were talking about the other day.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, bro.
I fucking love that show just to see Abdul the Butcher get fucking almost electrocuted.
The only thing I really hated about that show was Van Hammer being a complete and utter moron, but, you know, that's par for the course with that fucker.
Well, that's all WCW pay-per-view was that time. Right now, fucking sucked. Including the Black Scorpion versus Sting.
Bro.
That match fucking sucked. I watched that so many times just to see the entrance of the Black Scorpion. That's it.
Wait until you hear the PN News segment.
I forgot about PN News. Oh my god.
Boy.
The rapping fat man.
We
yo,
fucking...
baby, yo, baby, yo.
Bro, we rip him apart. You wouldn't believe.
Was he on that show?
To shreds.
Was he on that show?
Oh yeah. And by the way, this
good.
show that we just recorded is going to be prior to Halloween Havoc being released, which, by the way, ironically enough, is Halloween. So there you go.
So you're gonna drop it then on Halloween?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, I call it the event of horrors. So there you go.
It is an event of horror.
Wait, James. The event of horrors or the event of whores?
Take your
Oh
pick.
man, that's a good yes. Event of horrors.
The event of horror. I mean, that's every week on Pornhub. But anyway. And don't forget about OnlyFans.
Included.
And don't forget about OnlyFans. But anyway, besides that, ladies and gentlemen,
Despite my behavior, I am not a simp. Thank you very much.
Degenerate porn addicts.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching this. If for whatever reason you found our rambling and off-topic banter entertaining, and yes, you will be looking forward to a Halloween Havoc 1991 review after this retro in the upload schedule. So be on the lookout for that. That involves open mic night boys, Mike Nikos, and Michael X, along with myself. So very much, I hope you guys enjoy that. If you like anything that FTW is pretty much a part of, go check out this channel, the Owen the Talkinator channel, Noah Foster's channel, my channel, and Casey's channel, all down in the description down below. Everybody, subscribe to everybody that's a part of the. We do some really good stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good stuff.
Getting the band back together again.
We are getting the band back together again, and boy, oh boy, it is some good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen,
It's good shit.
Unlike some of the other stuff.
Unlike
Unlike the Indie Force watch last night.
which was Chris, I have to tell you. I'll tell you off air because I don't want to waste everybody else's time. But there was a show that
we're already wasting our time.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, go sub. Make sure you, if you like the intro, by the way, I'm actually going to post everybody's intro, all the show's intro, including Retro Wrestling's intro. So if you like the intro of the show, iCard right here. Go check it out and slap a like on that bad boy. New era for the Retro, new era for the Rundown, and new era for Fantasy Booking Series. New era for everything. It's good stuff all around. So until we are
get back on track.
We're back on track. If you want to see anything that Owen did recently post, along with myself, we did actually post content, if you could believe it, on this channel. fantasy booking series, one part 1 through 4 of how I would rebook ECW the way because WWE botched it so hard. Go check it out. It's really, really good stuff. And until next time, we'll see you in another blast from the past. That'll be the tagline. Fuck it.
I fucking love it. Blast from the past, motherfuckers.
Blast from the past, motherfuckers.
Bell notification. You gotta hit that bellers.
Hit that bellers. Hit that bellers.
Boys, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Leave a comment also down
Cody.
below. Yeah, exactly.
Or
Leave it.
Or Brandy.
Leave a comment down below, and if you're watching this on Premiere, in the live chat as well, and leave a like, share on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all the other shit, because it helps us with the algorithm and helps us get us noticed. And with that being said, we're going back in time, Marty.
We doing all the classics, you heard it, then I grabbed it. Flow like Method Man, then run like I'm Rabbit. Soon as I hear the bass line, it be my FaceTime. Music's in my veins, so just in case I'm without my iPod or a media player, I'll check my